Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show today. I'm really glad you could join us. So today with us is a really special guest and one of my personal, very close friends. Matter of fact, when we talk about business credit financing, when I am behind the scenes, this is the guy that I'm strategizing with. And I've actually had him on the show about a year and a half ago, and he hasn't been on since. But I thought now would be a perfect time because so much is changing in the business credit world. So much is changing in the financing world. So much is changing in the loan broker world, and banks that are here and banks that are coming and going and products that are coming and going. I thought that timing would be absolutely perfect. So with us today is Jaantzen Fugate. Now, Jantzen is actually recognized as a leader in business loan broker education. As founder of Business Loan Broker Academy, his coaching programs and training products have helped many individuals become successful business loan brokers. Now, his business loan brokerage has funded hundreds of millions of dollars to businesses all across the country. And in 2015 and 2016, his loan brokerage was named one of the top 20 best companies to work for in the state of Utah. Now, I can tell you a lot of things about Jantzen, but one of the most interesting stats is that he's obtained over $250 million in funding for his clients. So needless to say, he knows a little bit about helping you get money. So Jantzen, thanks for joining me today.
Hey, I really appreciate it, Ty. It's my honor, man. Super excited to provide any sort of value to your community. So thanks for having me on.
Well, this is really special because, usually people will be proposed as interview guests and then, we kind of go through a process, but you and I are good friends. So I just literally like an hour and a half ago said, hey man, like, why don't I have you on the show? So much is happening with these SBA loans and crazy things that are going on. And, you have your thumb to the pulse. So I just really appreciate you making this happen in such short notice.
Man, definitely anything that I can do. And I see a text from Ty, I'm jumping on it immediately.
I appreciate it, man. That's why we have the friendship that we do, because I feel exactly the same. What's going on right now? I mean, so where we are right now when we're filming this, what is today? It's April 3rd. So the date just opened for these SBA PPP loans. So just give me a 10,000 foot view, because for those that don't know, what Jantzen does is Jantzen is the man who teaches business loan brokers. So business loan brokers who work with all these products to help you get loans and help you get financing. Jantzen is the guru that teaches these guys all that they know. So when it comes to all these loans that are available from SBA and everything else, Jantzen's the guy that knows this stuff and then teaches all the people that you're usually talking to when you actually go to get a loan. So Jantzen, like what's happening right now from your standpoint?
Well, it's really kind of interesting. I mean, we've got the PPP loan that's kind of offered by the SBA, and it's been kind of a little bit of a debacle. The Treasury came out with an application a couple days ago, and then SBA came out just last night with a new application where the Treasury and the SBA were able to kind of come together and collaborate, which is a good thing, and come out with kind of the final PPP loan. So before that, just kind of backtrack. The government's allocated billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. I think it's $360 billion that have been allocated to entrepreneurs and business owners because of this kind of COVID-19 situation that we're in. And they came out with the Payment Protection Program to kind of keep businesses going and really kind of keep employees receiving their paychecks. And so through this program, there's been kind of some hiccups and some bumps, but they've gotten things kind of ironed out. And now there's lending institutions lending, and they want you and are encouraging you to work directly with your bank. So if you have an already existing relationship with your bank, it's highly advisable to go there. I just barely read Bank of America today. This is as of 12, we'll call it 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Bank of America has already lent out $800 million. They've taken over and approved over 10,000 applications today. So it's a record day if you really take a step back and think about just financing in general, the amount of capital that's going to be put into business owners' hands, and the amount of applications that are actually just being flooded and submitted. It's record breaking and will probably hopefully never happen again like this.
Yeah, and it's never happened before. Well, give some more insight here. I've never talked to you today on the podcast really about these SBA loans. So what are you seeing? What's available right now with SBA loan packages that are out there now, with the SBA products that are out there as a result of the CARES Act and even before the CARES Act?
Yeah, so I mean, before the CARES Act, there's the SBA Express program, which is a really great program. Normally, there's kind of a threshold of about $250,000, but it's a great kind of automated process that a lot of lending institutions have adapted. There's the 504 program and the 7A program that have existed forever. It's important that business owners don't forget about this financing right now in kind of the midst of the what the government's kind of bailing or handing out to us, so to speak, because these loan programs are great. They're still available. Lenders are still actively lending. I actually have spoke to 6 different top 20 SBA lending institutions this morning to help out one of my other partners to just try to identify where kind of the money's at and if these lenders are exceeding their thresholds or if they need more, because again, we're brokers, if they need more resources or more business owners. And there's just they're running out of time, but I'll get to the EIDL and the PPP program. But we've got the SBA Express, the 504, and the 7A. And then the recently regarding the CARES Act, like you mentioned, we've got the EIDL, the PPP program, and the EIDL is meant for the disaster relief, and you go directly to the SBA, and the SBA directly will handle that. So you don't go to your lender. And because you're going directly to the SBA, it's going to take a little bit more time, right? Because we're dealing with the government. There just works time just a little bit slower. Things are a little bit more archaic when you're going directly to the SBA. But for the EIDL program, you go directly to the SBA. And because they take a little bit of time, and they know that to kind of underwrite and get funds into business owners' hands, they came out with a $10,000 grant. So they're like, hey, because it's going to take us a little bit of time, we know ourselves, we're going to give you this $10,000 grant. It's going to be deposited into your account within days. So they kind of came out with that just about a week ago and ironed out everything. And today is the day that lending institutions are able to essentially process applications for the PPP program. PPP program is, again, recommended that you, as an entrepreneur, you go directly to your bank and work through them. The SBA just yesterday released, or I guess it was this morning, early this morning, released a search tool that you can use as an entrepreneur. And I'll share this with you, Ty, so you can share it with your community, because I shared it with mine and they found it really helpful. But it's a search tool that you can use, and you can type in a zip code and it will show you all of the lending institutions that are offering the PPP program. So it just kind of helps you narrow down the lenders. Again, if maybe you have your banking spread out, or maybe you use an online platform like maybe Square and another online bank account to kind of hold your funds. So there's alternative lenders that are kind of coming up, and you can use that as kind of a search tool. But again, it's encouraged for you to go directly to your banks right now.
So let me ask you a question on that, because in my experience, I've never seen fintech. I've never seen alternative lenders ever get into the space of SBA. I mean, maybe this has happened and I don't know, but I've always seen the SBA has like 1,800 approved lenders. They're federally insured banks, federally insured credit unions for the most part. Have you seen historically that fintech or these kind of alternative lenders get in this space? And then which one of these alternative lenders are in this space? I don't know specifically the ones that are now kind of available to lend SBA beyond your actual bank.
Yeah, so it's still kind of a cluster, to say the least. To be honest, as far as I'm aware, there's not one fintech company right now that is SBA approved to be able to offer these funds. And so they're just kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern. We've talked to all of the fintech companies that are out there between our partners and I, and the feedback is they want to offer it, they want to participate, but there's just a lot of kind of red tape that they're unfamiliar with. It's uncharted territories for them, really. And the SBA is asking, from what I'm aware of, they're asking for these fintech companies to kind of go through a little bit of an approval process to be able to offer the money. And so now that's kind of a cog in the wheel that, they kind of have to go through. But it's also anticipated that this amount of financing that was just approved by the Treasury, I think, like 360, $380 billion, It is anticipated by economists that it's going to run out. Only about 23% of the business owners that are applying today or within the relatively short period of time are actually going to get approved and receive that money. So then there's, about over 75% of business owners that will not. So then they're going to have to go back to the Treasury, get it approved, and roll it out. So I think that's going to, by the time that second round of financing comes around, then hopefully we've got fintech players ready to disperse the majority of it, because at that point, the FDIC lenders and the credit unions that are participating today, they're going to meet their lending capacity as far as like internal bandwidth, being able to process it, whether they want to hold it on their balance sheets, things like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think one of the banks, like Bank of America, said, look, we're only going to process 40,000 applications a day. Like, that's our cap.
Yeah,
so
right.
when you're talking about 23% qualify, or 23% are going to get it, is it because 23% qualify, or because that's only as much money as there is to get 23% of the people that are applying the money they need?
Yeah, well, they speculated. There's just speculations, right? So, I mean, the Treasury feels hopeful that they're going to get the majority of this money into the business owners that need it. But then there's also speculations that, it kind of works from a top-down effect, meaning like if you're Bank of America and you're only going to lend out this money to your customer base that you're servicing, then you probably have – so there's a priority. You probably have a few other priorities that you're putting in place as well, like maybe business owners that internally have better credit, have shown proven history to be able to repay the loans that you have backed before, being Bank of America or whomever it is that's lending. So, maybe getting it to these business owners that are already well capitalized and don't really need the money, but are actually applying because, again, it's practically free money, cheap money, up to 4%. But most lenders are going to charge a half to a 1%. So it's practically free money. So the businesses that are well capitalized are probably going to take the majority of the money, unfortunately. And again, that's just a speculation, but could be a reality.
So everybody's talking about this, right? And so I want to talk about something else, because the reality is what a lot of business owners don't know is that there's this whole world of alternative lending that's been around for a long time and that's still around, a lot of easier and faster ways to get money than trying to get in the SBA. Don't get me wrong. Everybody should get in line for this SBA program, especially the PPP. As Jantzen just said, it's forgivable money. There's no reason to not. But let's talk about all these other alternative options outside of SBA, since everybody else is only talking about SBA. What kind of other money is available for small business owners right now outside of the stuff that's coming from the government?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's still a lot of, the capital markets haven't completely shut down, right? There's still a lot of capital that's out there. And so one of the things that we've seen a lot of success with over the last 3 weeks is one of the programs that you talk very highly of, and that's the UBF program that I think you guys referenced there, is the Unsecured Business Funding Program. So, that's still rolling out. We are still seeing approvals, which is a great program. Then we've got our personal term loan program as well. So, anybody out there that's looking to start a business or to consolidate debt, which right now would probably be a good time. There's still a lot of those personal loan programs that are out there. And then from a business loan broker standpoint, factoring, asset-based lending is still really hot. To drill down on that specifically is like equipment leasing and sell lease back. So people that have equipment and they're paid off, you can jump right into that paid off equipment and you can actually take a loan against it. And that's a really great program for us. And we just had one of our members in the Business Loan Broker Academy just this week. She's closed over $1 million in equipment, which is going to bring her roughly about $60,000 in commissions just this week. So, I mean, the capital markets are still there. It's just that the banks are shifting the money. The banks that only focused on one program, they're, tightening up or are kind of waiting to see how things kind of pan out. But again, equipment, that's recession proof. It's been around for almost every recession. So, vendor credit is something that can really be very beneficial as well, because again, we're all businesses. So if you can work on your vendor credit and establish deeper relationships there and get them to open up things, then that can allow you to, fill inventory and do the other things that you may need to do. And if you have inventory, you can always tap into that inventory as well. And so there's still a lot of money that's out there for business owners to achieve and accomplish. And right now there is a big giant spotlight on this SBA funding. So it's just important that for brokers or people that are within business credit, that they just be conscientious of the other funding programs that are out there. 401k, as I've seen you talk a lot about over the years with that rollover program, is also another one that is still here and it's not really going to go anywhere. So there's a lot of funding out there.
When I was the last economic crisis I lived through was a mortgage crisis, and I was a mortgage broker. And at that time, everybody patted me on the back and said, "Sucks to be you, man." Now I'm, in the business of helping business owners get loans, and now everybody's like, "Man, it must be great to be you." So it's interesting to be on the opposite side of that coin, and I feel so bad for so many people whose businesses got shut down overnight. I lived that 10 years ago or 12 years ago. I mean, I felt that pain. But man, how's it going right now? Because to be a loan broker right now in this moment seems like it could be very lucrative if you're really tapping into all these products that you described. So what's going on in your community? What's the attitude like? Is there a lot of opportunity to make money right now helping people secure financing, whether it be a primary business or even a secondary business?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you just have to know, again, the different types of funding products that are out there, and knowing how to navigate your business owner through them. So, as a business owner and as a business loan broker, and what we teach at the Academy is kind of more of like a stepping stone process. So it's like, hey, here's the funding that's available to you today, but we also want to be here for your not only your immediate, but your intermediate and your long-term financing. So, let's work on building your business credit. Let's take a peek at your personal credit as well and identify things that we can address there. So there's a lot of ways that business loan brokers can make money from just, again, focusing on the SBA, I'll take a step back. With the SBA, you can charge a packaging fee through the EIDL program as a business loan broker. So some of our business loan brokers have shifted attention to charging that fee that can go up to $2,500. So us as business loan brokers, for brokering that EIDL and helping assist the government with that and making it a nice, smooth package, really nice, smooth handoff, we can actually make a little bit of money. I would make a recommendation or throw a little asterisk out there that, during this economic kind of what's hopefully a short-term time span, that we be cognizant of our fellow entrepreneurs and $2,500 is a lot of money right now. And again, they're not paying that up front, but they are paying for it. It is coming from the proceeds of the loan. So just be conscientious of that. I'm trying to make sure my business owners business loan brokers are focused on the entrepreneur first, right? And putting them first, because it's going to come back around.
Yeah. And those of you watching and listening, what Jantzen said is very important. Jantzen and I are very successful in our space because we are givers. We give, we teach, we educate, we help. And then the money kind of follows as a result, because people want to work with people that are legitimately good people. So don't be out there and be greedy. But to talk about the money to be made, I've got a buddy of mine that does SBA loans. It's his main thing. He's fending off 15 applications, full packets a day from one referral source, and he's dealing with 15 full packets a day. And you can get an idea of the kind of money that there is to be made if you're making $500 to a couple $1,000s per package. And of course, I don't want to attach an income disclosure to this, for the FTC. I mean, what you make as a business loan broker, of course, depends on what kind of products you're selling and how many people you talk to and a lot of other factors. But just to give you an idea of the kind of money that can be made in the space, it's pretty substantial, especially considering you're helping people in a time that they really need the help. But in a lot of cases, Jantzen, you don't even need to charge upfront fees as a loan broker, right? I mean, right. Loan brokers, a lot of cases, make money without charging anything upfront. So talk about that as well, so people understand that are trying to get loans, how the people that help you are making the money, and people that would maybe like to make money as a loan broker, whether it be a primary or secondary business, how that money is actually made.
Yeah, sure. No problem. So, how we make money as a business loan broker is by working as an intermediate for the lending institution. So we're like a marketing extension for them, right? A part of their marketing team, if you will. So we go out there, we bird dog it from the mortgage days, right? I'm from the mortgage days. I went 6 months without closing a loan in '08, and that's exactly why I shifted over to business lending. So again, one of the reasons why you and I get along so well is there's so much commonalities between us. But as far as the money that's to be made as a business loan broker, it works very similar to how mortgages work. We're here to sell the money, right? So we get paid to sell an interest rate to a business owner and to help them get access and help the business owner get access to that capital. So lending institutions will just pay us a simple referral fee. And that could be anywhere between like 1%, which is pretty standard with SBA. And that can be as high as 10 and can be even higher than that as well, as far as the commissions that were paid. Equipment leasing can go anywhere between 5 to 15%. And there's just a tremendous amount of money to be made. You close a $100,000 truck trailer purchase and you're making 10% on that deal, that's a pretty healthy income. Or if you can close one of those a month, you're making $10,000. So imagine if you can actually really work a little bit harder and close 2 deals a month, and then 3 deals a month, and 4 deals a month. And so, just like you said, it's about doing right by the business owner and being their trusted advisor for them at any time, and then being there especially for the funding, but not so much for their immediate, but their intermediate and their long-term funding. Most business owners will get financing anywhere between 1 to sometimes as much as 6 times per year. So this is a great way. And there's, again, when I talk about financing, I'm talking about equipment leasing, vendors, SBA loans, and that's just kind of through their life cycle. Merchant cash advances, factoring. There's so many different products that us as business loan brokers can offer to be able to help these business owners get access to capital, purchase a different business, move a location, save a business, right? Take advantage of their competitors going out and purchasing, their assets for pennies on the dollar. So you just want to be well prepared, and that's what we're here to do, is kind of be there for them. And we make money all along the way every time they tap into these products. And so it's a nice way to kind of create some really good residual income. You can start as part-time. We've got people that do this a couple times a week. And then we've got people that a couple hours a week, rather, sorry. And we have people that do this, full-time, and they're spending 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. And the beautiful thing about this industry and about being a business loan broker is you get paid what you're worth. So whatever you put in normally it's going to come back to you. And that's the thing that I love about this industry is if you want to work hard and you want to make a lot of money, you can do that. If you want to make a nice little side hustle and not work so hard or be able to maintain it with your other full-time job, it's a great job to be able to do that. It's kind of, again, like real estate, like mortgages. Everybody knows a real estate agent that wants to close a deal a day, and everybody knows their family member that has their real estate agent to be able to help out their friends and family, and they're maybe closing 1 or 2 deals a year. And it's just, that's the beautiful thing about the industry. You can kind of carve it out to whatever makes the most sense for you.
You're the man in this industry when it comes to teaching business loan brokers. Like, you are the dude that does this. Like, there's nobody even close in the world as being the expert. How do you do it? Like, do you have groups, Facebook groups? Do you have a course that people can get? Give some background on how people that are watching or listening, if they're thinking, wow, wait a second, I know a lot of people that own businesses and these guys are all talking about getting money and I can help them, legitimately help them and actually earn money myself. People that are, this is kind of turning a light on in them. What's your process like to go through to teach business loan brokers?
Yeah, sure. So we have a really popular Facebook group that's got about 3,000 members in it right now that we have kind of grown pretty much all organically. So it's anybody that, is really serious or just intrigued about becoming a broker. So it's been a really fun, intimate kind of Facebook group. We get in real close with them. We get to know them, what their hopes are, their dreams are, their wishes are, again, how much time they can allocate. And we kind of carve out custom plans. We do also have a course as well that they can jump into, and they can go through lesson modules and watch training videos. And, I'm the one, I do almost all of them, or I have a lender participate. So they get access to the lenders. And we teach them how to market. We teach them about the products. We teach them who the lenders are. We teach them who, turn them on to great partners. And so it's just a really great, well-rounded program. We give them time-tested scripts. We give them access to lead providers. We give them offline strategies on how to market, online strategies on how to market. And they just go to our website if they want to sign up. It's really simple. No easy or no real hard ways to sign up or anything like that. They just simply go right to our website and sign up. And we have a little webinar if people want to watch as well. So, real simple.
What's the website, Jantzen?
It's businessloanbrokeracademy.com.
Okay, so
and that's also what our Facebook group is. It's just Business Loan Broker Academy. And then we have a members only group as well, where we take all of our kind of paying customers and we move them into kind of what we call a secret group. And that's where there's a lot of lenders in there, a lot of marketers, a lot of other mentors outside of just myself that have been super successful business loan brokers that help out and kind of coach these individuals kind of more one-on-one on an intimate kind of coaching experience. So it's great.
And to give everybody an idea of how effective this is, I'm part of Janssen's, both of his groups. I have my team actually monitor the one group, the secret group, because there's so many lender secrets in there. It's pretty absurd. Meaning when we're trying to place deals, when we're trying to figure out what kind of lenders do what, we get so much valuable information from that group. I mean, even just today, I was talking with somebody that's helping us with SBA loans that I met specifically at Janssen's event. So, there's so much to the events that Jantzen hosts, to the groups that he has, to the websites. And you watch the show, I'm sure a lot of people watching know that I'm not one to plug anybody typically on the show, but I just can't say enough about Jantzen because his community, his groups, his training has helped a lot of the people that we help get into the space further their education and knowledge and really successfully help a tremendous amount of people. I just can't speak enough to the resources. But I will say, Jantzen, that I've told you multiple times, you're too affordable. It's way too low of a price. So when we're done here, I want to talk to you about like tripling it right now. Like demand is so high.
I know you've been asking about that. You've been saying that for years. You and a lot of other people.
So look, I'd say that everybody, quite honestly, it's insane what you get for the value of Jantzen. So if it does make sense, it's something to definitely consider jumping in. What about on the adverse side of things? So it's a heck of an opportunity. A lot of people looking for money, SBA loans, money's pouring in this space. You talked about inventory, equipment, asset-based lending. You talked about UBF, where people can get $150,000 in credit lines based only on their personal credit. A lot of funding available. But then on the other side, what's interesting to me is revenue lenders, merchant cash advance. And this space, for those that don't know, the whole space has been based on the idea of you have revenue. The revenue is going to stay consistent. You sell the future revenue for a discount. But man, what's happening right now in that industry? Because everybody's revenue overnight stopped. So I've got to hear what's going on with merchant cash advances and revenue lending right now.
Well, the merchant cash advance industry, rest their souls. May they rest in peace. No, there's still merchant cash advance lenders that are out there. They're just, being tight but a lot of them have, paused is kind of a polite way to put it. They put a pause on things right now. And, they are like entrepreneurs themselves. They took a big hit to their daily cash flow. If you think about the way that a merchant cash advance works, they're taking daily payments, weekly payments from their customers, right? And so when their customers' bank accounts, or when they're not doing sales and there's no money flowing into their bank accounts, then it's hard for these funders to be able to collect their payments as well. So, they feel the economy and the hit just as hard, even though they are a lender, just like, the average entrepreneur is kind of feeling it as well. So like, any business owner that's taking a significant hit and has, no line of sight of what the foreseeable future looks like, is going to kind of maybe close things down and button down the hatches, so to speak, until things kind of blow over. And some of them are going to kind of weather the storm, so to speak, and some may even go down with the ship, and so it's just, there are lenders that are out there, but it's very difficult. They're very niche and industry specific, and that's hurting a lot of business owners too. So it's kind of, it's sad. to see, but it will bounce back just like, everything will be. It's just a matter of time. But for right now, it's, almost all but non-existent.
But it opens up a huge opportunity because from my experience, many business loan brokers have incorrectly, against you and my advice, went strictly in on one product of merchant cash advance and revenue lending. And you and I have been preaching for years that, hey guys, this is going to stop. You can't go in on one product. So I would imagine that with these lenders pausing, as you nicely, politely put it, and then also a lot of loan brokers depending on that one product right now and them scurrying or pulling back themselves, I would imagine this is an amazing opportunity to get into the industry of being a business loan broker. Because I know a lot of people that got in when things were bad in the mortgage industry and they're still there today. I talked to my friend today. He's crushing it in the mortgage industry because he got in when everybody else was getting out. Like there was so lack of competition. So
Yeah.
is that what you're seeing as well? What are you seeing with the opportunity of new people to get into this industry with so many people pausing or stepping out?
Well, I would say right now you couldn't actually ask for a better time to jump into the industry. And the reason why is because every business owner's eyes are on money right now. They need money. They need our tools. They need our products. They're unsure of where to get it and where to go and how the application needs to look and how to prepare it. And that's what we do as business loan brokers. We kind of take them underneath our wing and we're their trusted advisor. And we help them navigate through this kind of weird kind of credit situation or not credit situation, but this weird economic situation that we're in. And we help them knowing their credit, knowing their business credit, and just helping them find the right types of funding. So right now is the perfect time. It's the best time to jump in and create a name for yourself because again, the only hard part for us as business loan brokers was, getting in front of business owners that were receptive to capital. And unfortunately, capital normally, and this is a job for us as brokers, but capital is normally only called for when it's needed. And we're seeing that right now, right? But if you can be prepared and you can help them, just like again right now, you can create a great name for yourself. You have so more opportunity than you will know what to do with. And if you're doing right by them, you're going to become their trusted advisor. And then when things kind of blow over and their businesses get more healthy, you can be there for them. So it's just right now is an opportunity to come in, create a name for yourself, and really just take advantage of the market that's out there by saying, hey, I'm your person, I'm your guy, I'm your gal, I'm your trusted advisor when it comes to business lending. And, I'm going to be here through this situation, but let's work together and I'm going to earn your business now so that we can, work together in the long run. So right now it's just the perfect time because all eyes are on the money. Everybody, every business owner, every consumer is, unsure and looking for the money.
Yeah. And, for those of people that are unsure on the broker side and thinking this could be an opportunity jumping in, the camaraderie in this industry is pretty insane, especially because of people like Jantzen. Jantzen and I both help people get into the business of offering loans, and we're very good friends. We talk and strategize all the time. Literally, my biggest competitor, if you want to call him that, in the business credit space, called me while this was going on, and I'm calling him when we get back. We're just strategizing about what's going on right now. So many of us in the community, we talk together, we openly share, and it's because of people like Jantzen that have created these communities and brought people together. So not only is it a great time because the demand is high, but if you're kind of still nervous about jumping in, there's all kinds of training available in these groups, and the camaraderie is pretty insane. I mean, is that what you see? Because I rarely see, actually, I'm not gonna say rarely. I've never seen business loan brokers butt heads ever, but I've seen them come together in insane levels and work together to help each other out with being able to place loans and help their customers. Is that what you see?
Well, I would say that that's more of a testament to you and the ecosystem that you've kind of built around you. I will most definitely say that because one of the things that led me to starting the Business Loan Broker Academy is because, and this was 3.5 years ago, so keep in mind, but again, our industry is unregulated, right? So because of that, it does bring in some colorful individuals. Their backgrounds are colorful. Their thought process is kind of colorful. They're more less relationship based and more transactional based. It's kind of like being really in the business loan broker space can make you feel like you're almost a part of the Wolf of Wall Street, that movie. And some people are really attracted to that, while a lot of people are really repelled by that. And so, because of that, is one of the main reasons why I wanted to create the Business Loan Broker Academy, is because there wasn't an ecosystem that was taking the good players and creating good players and not teaching bad habits and teaching the wrong ways to be a business loan broker, and teaching business owners that are entrepreneurs, and business loan brokers, that we're here to be here. Like I keep saying, it's a redundant theme that I say, but we're here to help, right? That's our job. We're here to help these business owners, not to take advantage of them. And so that's the reason why I created the ecosystem. So now, much like you, I have a real safe place for people to come into. It keeps me safe as well from outside kind of predators, if you will. And as we grow this large ecosystem, very similar to what you've done. I mean, I've mentored off of you for a very long time and watched the way that you've grown your group and handled your customers and been transparent about, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and how that's come back around. I've modeled my own group very similar to the way that you've done it as well. And just that's created a really nice safe haven for people. I always ask business loan brokers who are in the space and looking for the academy, I always make the statement. I say, you probably feel like you're on an island by yourself, right? And that just hits home to them so much that and then that leads them to the academy if it's a good fit for them, because otherwise the industry can be a little bit tough. But you have such a great ecosystem. You've got great relationships with lenders. But I don't know about for you, but for me, it wasn't always like that. It took me many years to create lender relationships, to figure out who was a good player, who was a bad player, and to know who to work with. And so, again, one of the reasons why I modeled my business and my group off after you is because that's just the way that it should be, and that's the way that I myself, someone who holds integrity, I've made mistakes and I live through them and I own up to them. But it's all about just creating an ecosystem that matches your integrity and where you want to go. It's like we're birds of a feather. We're like the people we surround ourselves with, you and I. And so if more we can share that with other people, the better the experience is, the safer it is. And so, honestly, I thank you for that.
No, and I thank you for that, because I appreciate that. I didn't really know that I had any kind of influence on what you've done, but you really have created that safe haven where it's safe space. When I've seen in the community, I see your groups all the time. I'm in there looking at the posts, and people are just working together at a level to help each other. And it's just so powerful to see in any industry that people that should be competitors are treating each other as friends and really legitimately working for the greater good. But like you said, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't see it from that perspective. But I love being part of your community. A lot of people watching and listening would love it as well. So what should people do that are watching and listening right now if they're interested in becoming a business loan broker, to learn more about the academy, more about your groups, and more about, your actual training to get involved?
I would just encourage anybody to join our Facebook group. Honestly, before you went to our website, businessloanbrokeracademy.com, I would just encourage anybody to go to the Facebook group, join it. Obviously, it's free, and just sit on the sidelines, scroll through, watch the Facebook lives that we do and the way that we interact with people, and see if that resonates with you. If that resonates with you, then it probably would make more it would probably make sense to take the next steps and join the course and come into an even more intimate ecosystem where we're working kind of more on a one-on-one situation. But I like to encourage people to do that, because then it helps me work with the right types of people, because, not everybody likes me, just like maybe not everybody likes you, right? And that's okay, because we're unique in our own personalities. And so we're just trying to find people that resonate with our ecosystem and fit within that ecosystem. We want to expand and grow, but we also have something that's really sacred that we want to protect. as well. So jump into the free group, see if you like it. If so, you can reach out to me. You can go to our website, businessloanbrokeracademy.com. You can reach out to some of our mentors in the group as well, and they're happy to give you our testimonials or their testimonials and get you going. It's a super easy program and process to join. And it's $49 a month. And we also offer a one-time annual pay of $497. So you can either go monthly with a 12-month commitment, or you can do a one-time pay at $497.
Jantzen, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, bro, I appreciate you, man. Seriously, you're awesome. And I appreciate my opportunity to jump on here and just share with your community once again. So thanks again for everything that you're doing for your guys and for my guys and just everybody and the entrepreneurs in general that we're out there fighting for every day.
So you see why he's my friend, right? I mean, powerful stuff. I mean, this guy has a heart of gold, and I've seen him help so many people make so much money in this space, not by getting them there in the space to make money, but getting them in the space to legitimately help other people. And so look, right now, there is no better time to get in and become a business loan broker. People are desperately in need of help, and they don't know where to turn. And I can tell you, I'm doing podcast interviews. I mean, I'm just everywhere right now because people are looking for experts that know how to get the funding out there. You could be stepping in and filling that void. When it comes to getting money for small business, this is going to be the topic of 2020, okay, and many years beyond. And as you already seen, it's pretty recession proof. So if you're looking to add a primary, a secondary income stream, it's free to join Jantzen's group. And I'll put the group link here in the show resources page, creditsuite.com/podcast. Find Jantzen's interview page, and then just go right there. I'll put the link to his Facebook, or I'm sure, Jantzen, is it on your website as well?
Yeah, it's definitely on our website as well. So you can go there and join our group.
So all you have to really know that is go to businessloanbrokeracademy.com. If you go to businessloanbrokeracademy.com, you're going to see his course there. He says it's $49 a month. By the time I'm done here, I'm going to try to get him to raise it to $150 a month because it's worth like 6 times that, but at least get him to like a bare minimum of what it is actually worth, well beyond what he's charging. But it gives you an opportunity for very little money to get in and learn this industry. And he has a community that can help you understand what you need to understand to be successful, a community of people that do work together for the sole benefit of helping others. So make sure you check out businessloanbrokeracademy.com. That's businessloanbrokeracademy.com. Join the free Facebook group. See all the conversations that are taking place with loan brokers that are helping other people and doing very well right now. And if you're considering adding this as a primary or secondary income stream, then look at what they have to offer at businessloanbrokeracademy.com, because their training course is ridiculously affordable for the value you get. And I don't think I can't remember too many loan brokers I've talked to that haven't been through his course and aren't part of his community. I mean, at least 80-90% of everyone I speak to is part of this community, and part of to this course is where they got their knowledge. So check it out at businessloanbrokeracademy.com. Join the Facebook group, take advantage of this course, so the price is what it is. And again, I'm not getting an affiliate commission, just so you know. I'm not trying to plug this as an affiliate. I just think it's a great opportunity for you to come in and do really well as a business loan broker with helping a lot of people right now that desperately need your help. So make sure you check it out at businessloanbrokeracademy.com. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a great day.